Welcome, one and all, to the part of the show we like to call the competition time. This is, and this week, to celebrate our 100th episode, I'm going to be hosting a great competition entitled The Quiz of the Century. It's a bit like that 1970s TV show, Sale of the Century, but unfortunately, we're not live from Norwich. And unlike the show's former host, I am alive. My name is Parson Nicholas, and I'll be your quizmaster this week. And we've got a great prize for our contestant to mark the 100th episode of the show. We're giving away a signed copy of this map of Europe, namely Vladimir Putin and his new version of the USSR. He's going to be signing for you this. And everything you see in blue will now be coming into red. Just keep that in mind. Thank you for that. I promise all new Lada cars for all comrades. Joining me this week on the quiz and freshman tour of the highways and byways of the UK, our man from North London, Simon. Thank you for joining us. Are you ready for the quiz?
I am. Looking forward to it.
Super smashing great. And then I'll begin. Question one. Our first car to reach 100 miles an hour, excuse me, was a 1908 Hispano Suiza, a 1905 Napier, or a 1984 Nissan Bluebird taxi, which was trying to reach Heathrow Airport?
I'd want it to be C, but I'm going to go for... Oh, A or B, A or B. I'm going to go for B.
You are correct. It was a B. It was a 1905 British Napier. Arthur MacDonald, a Brit, drove the 90 horsepower Napier owned by SE Edge at a speed of 104.65 miles per hour in a flying mile. It was the first car to break 100 miles an hour. The record stood for 15 minutes, though, before being topped by H.B. Bowden, who spent $50,000 building a twin-engine Mercedes that was later disqualified from the record books. So it was a British man in a very strange-looking car.
Did you say it was the Edge from U2 that didn't like?
Sorry?
Did you say it was the Edge from U2?
It was owned by SE Edge,
or
also known to his friends as The Edge. That's right. Might have been an English car with Irish money behind it. Now, many of us would love to drive on the German Autobahn where there's no speed limit and one could cruise at in excess of 100 miles an hour. But which other area of the world is there absolutely no speed limit? There's only one other area. Is it A, Austria? Is it B, the United Arab Emirates? Or is it C, Australia's Northern Territory?
See, the thing is, it's not Austria because the tanks usually go very slowly through there.
We would like to apologise for what we did between 1938. Sorry.
I don't think it's Dubai, even though they have supercars as police. So I'm going to go for Australia.
There are only two places on the map with no speed limits: Germany and Australia's Northern Territory, mate. The Northern Territory has gone back and forth on this question in 2007 and imposed a mandatory speed limit after many years of legal unlimited speeding. But this year, the local government changed its mind, reintroducing no speed limit rules on select highways. It warns the roads aren't built for speeding, so expect to end up in a ditch. And here's your typical Australian driver, feral.
I love the person in the background just looking at him going, what the hell?
What the fuck's going on? Who's that galah? Oi, Bogan, get lost. Great. I love the Aussies. They don't give a toss. Continuing our quiz of the century with me, Parson Nicholas. What is Rule 100 on the Highways Code? Rule 100 on the British Highway Code. Is it A, you must slow down when passing schools and colleges? Is it B, you must never let BMW or Audi drivers ever pull out of the side road? Or is it C, the driver must ensure that all children under 14 years of age in cars, vans and other goods vehicles wear seatbelts or sit in an approved child restraint where required?
See, answer A sounds a bit pervy, so I'm going to go for C.
There's nothing from Michael Jackson used to do that. Hey, slow down when you go past the schools and colleges. Shamon.
I'm going for C.
Primary schools. C, yes, you are correct. The driver must ensure, Rule 100 on the Highways Code, the driver must ensure that children under the age of 14 in cars, vans and other vehicles wear child seatbelts. Of course, if you're a child of the 1970s like me, you just got thrown in the back of the car like this.
Yep.
Good luck. and that's a shot of America. I have seen in excess of 8 kids in a Mini.
Oh,
Yes. I'd have liked to have seen that as well. Okay, from 1968 to 1993, one car manufacturer produced a car called the 100. Who was it?
so sorry, from what year? 60?
68 to 1993 or 1997, because they exported it to China. One car manufacturer produced a car called the 100. I can give you the clue.
Audi.
Of course.
Yeah.
You are correct. The first Audi 100 was developed by Auto Union, Volkswagen subsidiary at Ingolstadt, unveiled as a four-door sedan. Yeah, there it is. In 1968. Look at it, very, very funky. Looks like
nice, yeah.
It looks like a Triumph 2000. The front.
Yeah, actually, no, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
I actually worked with a bloke that had one of these, and he said it was very untrendy. And he said, I was trying to pick this girl up at this nightclub in the late 60s, and I had one of these, and she went, "Oh, poor man's BMW." And I went, "Yeah, but I think that's a very unique car back then, very unusual." I said he was brave for buying it. For our 4 so far, halfway through the quiz of the century, celebrating 100 episodes of the show Car-Boyz. That what you are watching, drunk man. Now let's look at small cars. This has taken a bad turn, hasn't it? Michael Jackson, Jimmy Savile, terrible. We're going to take a look at small cars now on the show. Which of these cars, question 5, had an engine capacity which was more, and I said more, than 100 cc, than 100 cubic capacity? Which of these cars had an engine which was more than 100 cubic capacity? Was it a Piaggio Ape, the small scooter-based truck from Italy? Was it B, the Isle of Man's Peel Trident, a microcar from the 1960s? Or was it C, the Thailand's tuk-tuk, which had more than 100 cc?
More than. So the Peel is very tiny. It's got holds so many records.
Yes.
Don't think it's a tuk-tuk. I'm going to go with Piaggio because they make motorbikes and stuff like that.
I'm afraid you've got that one wrong. It was the tuk-tuk. The average engine size on a tuk-tuk in Thailand is 305 cc. The original Peel P50, of course, was 50 cc. And the Piaggio Ape, its first incarnation, was 49 cc for a scooter-based truck. They did take that up to, I think, 125 eventually. And talking of the Peel P50, here's a traffic jam on the Isle of Man. That's the future of motoring, one-person cars.
Yeah.
And I think they give out more NO2 than a modern-day Range Rover. Question 6. 100 years ago in 1922, what was first introduced to the humble automobile 100 years ago? Was it A, the automatic gearbox? Was it B, the handbrake? Or was it C, the car radio? 100 years ago this year.
Car radio, I'm going to go for.
You are correct. Yes. We've got a picture. It was introduced. The car radio was introduced by Chevrolet in America.
Listen to the home service.
Now, apparently, this man is listening to Steve Wright in the afternoon.
Doing the same show he did back
then.
Doing
the same. Hello, friend. That's when Steve Wright only weighed the same size as the moon. And now, of course, we all know he's the same size as Mars. Question 7. Who was the first man to jump more than 100 meters on a motorcycle? Yeah, I know we're a car show, but I'm running out of things to do with 100. So which was the first man to jump more than 100 meters on a motorcycle? Was it A, American stunt cyclist Evel Knievel of the 1970s? Was it B, Britain's Eddie Kidd? Or was it C, X Games or Cross Games rider Robbie Madison?
Oh, I will go for the obvious and go with Evel Knievel.
Evel Knievel. You're bendable safe, but you are blank from my map of Soviet Union. I'm afraid you're incorrect. It was X Games rider Robbie Madison. On the 29th of March 2008, he broke his own world record twice during the Crusty Demons of Night World Record show in Melbourne.
That's a good rock show. The Crusty Demons of Night.
The Crusty Demons of Night rock show in Melbourne. And I think
coming to Donington soon.
Yes. I'm trying to find my picture of my bogan. Where has he gone? He'd definitely be going there. Oh, there he is. I was there. I saw it live. Viral. On the third jump, he broke the world record again. He broke his own record. Then he broke the world record. Then he broke his own record again. 106.98 meters. He managed to, and if you're American, don't understand what meters are, good luck. He did a perfect landing, and here's a picture of him celebrating. There you go.
Nice.
Well done, Robbie Madison.
Yes.
Question 8. According to Pistonhead's website, what British iconic car came top of the 100 most iconic cars of all time? Pistonhead's got to vote on it. It was on their website. Which British iconic car came top of the 100 most iconic cars of all time? Was it A, the Rolls-Royce Silver Shadow, B, the Jaguar E-Type, or C, the Mini?
I'd go the Mini. It has to be.
Of course it was. Well done. Voted by readers. It was, of course, Alex Izagonis's iconic design, the Mini, manufactured more than 50 years. And here's our contestant, Simon, taking his mum to the hairdressers in a Mini. Aren't you nice?
Did I tell you the story that I bumped into him? I was in my Mini.
He's stalking you, isn't he?
And we looked at each other and we just smiled and carried on.
Do you think he's looking for a body double? Like, in case he has to do it, he can double up on the gigs.
Yeah.
He can say, well, I've got to be at Kiss. I've got to be on Radio 1. This is, what's his name? Ulrich Madul or something? Madul?
Melvin
Madul.
Adoom.
Yeah. And he used to be on Kiss FM, and he looks very similar to Simon. Yeah, do you think he's like, yeah, I could do with somebody, yeah, you could do the Kiss job. I could do Radio 1. Get the cash coming in. You know, or maybe he thinks he's going to... I think it could be a job for you. Finally, one last question. Question 9. We're very current on this one. Which was the first electric car to go over 100 kilometers per hour? Very current on this question. Do you get it? Very current. Which was the... Okay, yeah, all right, I'll leave it.
Was it a Unigate?
Wait, exactly. Was it A, Elon Musk's first Tesla? Was it 2, Ernie, the fastest milkman in the West on a milk float? Or was it C, the Belgian electric vehicle La Jamais Contente or Content in 1899? Which one was it?
1899. Did they have electric vehicles back then? Don't know. I'd love it to be. I would say it's the first Tesla.
Oh, so close. You're still going to win the map, but no, I'm afraid it was Le Jamais Content. Look at this. It was never contented. It was the first road vehicle to go over 100 kilometers per hour, or 62 miles an hour. It was Belgium electric vehicle with light alloy torpedo-shaped bodywork and batteries. And it went over 100 miles an hour. The only reason I know this is because my dad used to collect players' cigarette cards and had them all framed. And I had this framed. My son's currently got it on a wall. And unfortunately, Elon Musk did come, a few years later. And here's a picture of Elon Musk with his latest Tesla. There he is. The fastest South African on the west coast of America. There he is.
Dairies.
Ernie! Well done, Simon. You're walking up with the new Vladimir Putin map of Europe, minus the parts that will be turned soon into a nuclear wasteland. This is all going to be red soon. So well done, young man. And hang on, let me get the crowd there. They were there earlier on. Yes, the crowd are excited and, very happy. And thank you very much for taking part. And all right, enough.